Hey, what's up? Welcome back to the Double Clutch Podcast. And I am out and about doing some deliveries. I got my fence put up this weekend. I feel super accomplished. The only thing I didn't do was fill up the rest of them holes with some concrete. They're sturdy. They're in there. We used this, what's it called? Sika, the fence post filler. and didn't quite didn't quite expand as much as it should have, so I gotta get some concrete to do that, and then I gotta put the doors on. But other than that, I got a fence. I got a fence now to keep the kids from running off the back of the yard down into the creek, which, I mean, let's be honest, they're gonna fucking do it because they're little boys, and they're going to cause as much destruction as possible. So why are these people going so slow? Oh, it's fantastic. But yeah, we got all that done, and I was whooped, man. I was fucking whooped. Saturday I was whooped, and then Sunday when we finished it up, I was whooped. Thankfully, I had a bunch of guys help me out. A lot of friends came over and helped out. But yeah, it was great. It came together real well. Got that all set up. I mean, there's just a little bit of stuff I need to do, and then that'll be it. I'll probably do that on Saturday, more than likely. But it'll be done and over with, and then I can go on to bigger and better things. And bigger and better things, I mean do other shit around the house, like clean the garage, which now that all that fence stuff isn't in the garage anymore, I could clean up a lot more, I have a lot more space for shit now, so I can just put more stuff, I can organize it, I should say. I can organize my garage, even though my garage is fucking full of toys, I could probably stack them somehow or another. Whoa there, New York. But, come on, really? Is this how this is going to be already? Nope, nope, not happening. Not happening. Fuck all this. But yeah, it's very productive weekend. Very productive weekend. And I'm excited about that. I'm very proud of myself because I was able to put this up. Now, granted, I had the help of my wife's uncle. He came along and was like, hey, this is how you do it. We kind of just followed his lead because this isn't his first fucking rodeo. Guy's been in this business for 40 fucking years to fix. Literally, the guy can fix anything. Fucking anything. And I'm a little jealous. I'm a little bit jealous because I can't fix all that shit. Not a lot of people can fix as much shit as him. But I know a little more now. I know a little bit more. I'll be able to do shit myself now. At least the rest of the stuff I know what I'm doing. As far as like the concrete and the doors, I can figure that stuff out. It seems pretty self-explanatory. But yeah, that's all good. That's all fine and dandy now. I I had to spend a little bit more money to fucking get some stuff. I also got the wrong wood. I got the wrong post. Fucking Home Depot. These assholes at Home Depot. I see a lot of skits like for like comedy skits about Home Depot and how they're kind of shitty. And man, I gotta say they're all true. They're all true. Because I asked this guy, I needed pressure treated fence posts, 4x4 by 8 feet. I needed 10 of them, pressure treated. This motherfucker goes, oh yeah, they're right here. So I grab them, and I'm thinking, they feel a little light, but I don't know any better. So I grab them, spend $170 on that because fucking lumber is through the roof right now. That shit's expensive as fuck. It went up like 40% or some shit. So that was expensive. I go back and her uncle's just like, Kevin, these aren't pressure treated. I'm like, what? He's like, yeah, these aren't pressure treated. Then my one buddy who does some work like this, he goes, yeah, I thought they felt a little light. And they also don't have that greenish color, like a greenish hue to them that pressure treated wood has. And I was like, well, fuck. So luckily I was able to take them all back. And then I got the other ones, which I only needed 4 because we only needed 7 to begin with. Or we only ended up needing 7 total, and I already had 4 of them. So I fucking went and got that. And now we got that all taken care of. But yeah, that was some horse shit at Home Depot. The guy didn't even know what I was talking about. And he was kept trying to get me to use that Quickcrete stuff because it's cheaper, but I was going to need to use more of it. I was going to need to use more of it regardless, so either way I have to get 4 bags of it anyway, but I was going to end up using more of it. He's like, you're going to end up spending $160 on this Sika stuff. I'm like, well, this is what I need. That's what I'm going to get. So, did all that, and we still end up needing 4 bags of concrete. That's like $20. That's not expensive. I got some stone to have the posts on when we poured that Sika in. That was nice though. But it's a nice bed. It looks pretty nice, man. Just besides that little stuff. What the fuck? Fuck is in my mouth? Oh, a spice. But besides the doors or the gates and the concrete I need to fill in, the only thing we really need to do then is cut the tops of the posts off, which I might not even do. Who knows? Leave some character. But I had to dig out that fucking bamboo, and man, I am so cut up. My legs, my fucking arms are so cut up. My hands are all fucked up like I got attacked by a cat because of this stuff. It's so difficult to get it out. I might have to wait till next year and spend, $100 or not $100, a couple $100 and get someone down there with a fucking bobcat and just get it out of there, because that shit is terrible. The way that shit, just to get it out, is pathetic. It took me 5 hours to get out like a 5 by fucking 5 foot space. And that was just enough to get us to where we need to be, to where I have to plug in these posts for the fence. That was a pain in the ass, but it is what it is. I ain't too upset about that. But yeah, Home Depot, man, I don't think I'm going back there anymore. I'll probably just stick to going to Lowe's. They're right next to each other. Lowe's was way more helpful. The guy seemed more like a dick, but you know what? He gave me what I wanted. That's all I give a shit about. I'm not paying you on your fucking personality. I'm paying you for the fucking help I get, the service I get, and the fucking product I get. Because when I got my fucking wisdom teeth out, I went to this oral surgeon. He had pretty mixed reviews on Google and shit like that, and whatever, Yelp or whatever. And everyone just kept saying how he was not a talker and how he didn't have very good bedside manner. As long as I'm not fucking judging him by the way he's talking to me. If he doesn't say one goddamn word to me, I don't give a shit. I'm judging you on how you cut fucking holes in my face. If you fucking cut the teeth out of my mouth good, without issue, you got a 5-star review from me. I don't give a shit. I don't give a shit if you didn't say, 3 words to me. And I even said to the guys at the ladies up at the front desk, I said, he's not a talker, is he? She's like, no, he's not, but he's a fantastic surgeon. And I'm like, that's what I'm judging him off of. I'm not judging him off of his personality or how he talks. I want to know how well he's stabbing me in the gums with sharp objects to get these teeth out. And as far as I can tell, it's been about 6 months now since it happened, and feels nice. I had very minimal little slivers of bone casing and teeth coming up, but I pulled them out and it was all good and dandy. But yeah, guy gets 5 stars from me. I mean, it was my one tooth was so rough because 2 of my teeth, my wisdom teeth, were decaying. They were so bad. And I ended up just going in. I ended up getting them taken out quite late. I should have had them taken out years ago. But the one tooth I had broke to the point where it was like a little half moon shape, and it was just rotted out of my face. And he fucking went in there. He cut it out. There wasn't any issue. I even kept all the teeth. He gave me my teeth because I wanted to see the one. If it was, if it didn't bust into pieces, I wanted to see the one that was really decayed and rotting. And I'll tell you what, he got it out with literally he only broke one root. The whole tooth is there. I mean, besides what was fucking decayed off and been chipping off for the last 5 years. But the whole fucking tooth was there, besides that one little root. And the rest of them were there. The one other one that was decaying was, not way Totally not as bad as the other one, but it was still shitty. And they were huge teeth, man. I didn't realize wisdom teeth were so huge. Unless they just keep growing or whatever, because these things were monsters, man. But now I got to start going back to the dentist on a regular basis now because I got, I've been lucky. I mean, I'm sure there's another cavity. I feel a cavity there by the one tooth next to my one wisdom tooth, in between that, so I have to get that filled probably. But as long as I keep my teeth for a while, I'm all right with that. Yeah, that was fucking. Those teeth were fucking gnarly, man. Especially that fucking cracked one. That cracked tooth with all the decay on it. Oh man, it was nasty. It even smelled funny after a while. Now it's just a dried up fucking bone. But I still have them. I'm probably not going to keep them, though. I'll probably throw them away here. They're just still sitting on my dresser. Like I'm 12 years old and I lost my first tooth or whatever. Or however old you are when you lose your first tooth. I guess you're probably like 7 or 8, 6, 7, 8 maybe. Maybe around 7 or 8. That probably makes sense. I don't know. All I know is I didn't lose my last baby tooth till I was like in 7th grade. So I was like 12, I think, when I lost my last baby tooth, which I feel is a little old. But again, I could be wrong. I could be just one of them people. I just remember sitting in English class, 7th grade, and I'm playing with this tooth, and it pops out my mouth, and my teacher thinks I'm fucking around, comes over, and is like, what's that? And I'm like, and she picks it up, I'm like, that's my tooth. She's like, oh, and like hands it back to me. I'm like, I bet you feel stupid now, bitch. You dumb vulture bird-looking motherfucker. Yeah, she was a cunt. A lot of those teachers were assholes, but just had to do with the school district I went to, I think. I already told you a story about a lot of the shitty teachers I had. This is in 7th grade. Like I'm fucking fooling around. What do you think it was, gum or something? I don't know. Even if it was, why'd she pick it up off the ground? Why would she saw it fly out my mouth. Why would she pick it up off the ground? What's this? Like, it's my tooth. Give it back. I didn't even bleed, which was really wild. And then that was it. I grew my other tooth back, and then I had all my adult teeth. Big old happy chompers. But yeah, I have to figure out what to do with them. I'll probably just throw them away, though. I'll probably just throw them teeth away. Fuck, within a couple years, my oldest son, he's going to be losing his teeth, too. He's going to be popping out his teeth, and he's going to be like, oh, well, the tooth fairy should give me money. And I'm like, fuck, I forgot about that. Parents used to leave like 50 cents under my pillow for, a tooth. I don't even know how I'm going to do that now, because it seems like he's a light sleeper. Well, not really. I wake him up to pee sometimes, and he likes to just ignore me. So I might be able to get money under his pillow. But I always think about that. Like, how'd they get away with it? How'd they get the money underneath my teeth? Or underneath my pillow, I mean. Take the tooth out. I must have been a heavy sleeper. I know I'm a heavy sleeper now. I could sleep through a fucking tornado. Which is bad, considering I have 3 kids, and I should be a little more alert. A little more wired to be like, hey, you have kids here. Don't fucking fall asleep too hard. My wife wakes up pretty quickly sometimes. But, I don't know, my first kid, whenever I had my first child, I was like that. Because I used to fall asleep with him a lot on my chest. And any, like, little movement, I would wake up and be like, ugh. Just to make sure he's not falling off my fucking... Because I'd be, sleeping on the couch and he'd be on my chest and all of a sudden he'd fucking fall off. But, we were pretty good about it. Kept pretty well. Our newest one, man, that poor kid. My middle child keeps headbutting him and shit and all kinds of shit. It's like, fuck, man, we can't keep these kids safe from anything. Luckily, babies are pretty resilient, but I still don't want them banging their heads around a lot. But yeah, we gotta take the little baby to the neurologist here next Wednesday and make sure everything's going all right there. See if make sure he's not having seizures. Maybe he's just having some uncontrollable muscle spasms at the moment. Because he's only going to be 3 months old here soon, but it's still a scary thing. Still a bit frightening. You know, especially because we got kind of lucky with our second one because they found something on him in the ultrasound. It's like a little like fluid on his neck or something like that, but he turned out good. He's a stocky boy now. He's a thick boy. And then my baby, he's a thick boy too. I think he's the biggest baby we've had, I think. Because he's like he's like 16 pounds already. He's not even 3 months old yet. And he's 16 pounds. He's like almost 2 feet long. He's a big boy. He's in a high percentile for both height and weight. Whereas my middle one was in a pretty high one for height and decently high one for weight. This one, man, he's topping the charts. It's like my nephew. My nephew was a big baby too. They're looking to be big kids. But also, I mean, the only difference is my nephew, his dad's 6'3", so he's almost guaranteed to be a tall kid. Me, I'm not 6'3", I'm like 5'7", so it's not exactly perfect height genes. But the thing is, my dad is 6'2", her dad is like 6'4", so we have tall people in our family. Like my one cousin, he's 6'3". You know what I mean? But if you look at pictures of me and then look at pictures of my grandfather, it's just looking at, like, it's like somebody took a picture of me back in the fucking 60s. If you look at a picture of my grandfather. So that's where I get all my genes from, is my grandfather. So there's a good chance that the boys will get their genes from their grandfathers too, which would be nice because I do want my children to be taller than I am, not have to deal with the fucking short jokes and the fat jokes like I did. But we'll see. We'll see what happens here in the next couple years. Got a long way yet before they start hitting those growth spurts. But, ooh, Field of Screams. Reservations. Oh my God, man. I haven't been to a Field of Screams in fucking ages. Ages. In fact, I think the last thing I even went to was at Jason's Woods. It wasn't even a Field of Screams. But, I don't know. I might... It's not like I can take any kids there right now. It'd be too scary for them. But I would like to go one of these times. But I got my ballot in the mail. I got my ballot in the mail to vote for a new president. I filled that bastard out and sent it in. I should have just taken it to wherever my ballot center was, but I don't feel like going out anywhere. I'll just fucking send it through the mail. I send fucking checks through the mail and never had any issue. This is literally is less agonizing for me because I already know whoever fucking wins, it doesn't matter. Nothing's going to change for me. I already know this. But, yeah, I filled that out. I took that to, oh, Mr. Officer, where are you going? Took that to the mailbox, and hopefully by November 3rd through the 5th, I guess, is whatever time we'll find out who it is. Not that it matters. Not that it fucking matters to us. Everybody thinks it matters. It doesn't. It really doesn't. You're not gonna lose your guns if Biden gets elected. You're not gonna lose your ability to get an abortion if Trump gets elected. It's not gonna happen. It's just not gonna happen. People are just throwing everything way out of proportion. And I never tell anybody who I vote for because no matter who you tell, if you didn't vote for the same person they did, they all say the same thing. Well, that was a waste of a vote. No, it wasn't. It wasn't a waste of a vote. I voted. I counted. That's it. Everyone, if you voted for the same person to them, they're like, yeah, that's the right choice. But if you didn't vote for the same person they did, that's a waste of a vote. Fuck you. Fuck you. That's why I don't ever tell anybody. That's why I don't talk about politics with people. Because they just fucking start bringing up whatever their news channel says. Well, according to Fox News, blah, 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 blah. And it's the news channel's fault. They shouldn't be so goddamn biased. They should be reporting both sides. But Fox News is, predominantly Republican. So they're going to, say all this good stuff about Trump and not say any of the bad stuff. And then CNN is going to report all the bad stuff about Trump and not say any of the good stuff, and vice versa. You know, but I, it's all pretty much a joke, man. It's all a joke. It's a popularity contest, and I unfortunately had to partake in it. So I did that, and my wife has to do hers too, and she's never even voted before. She's never voted. She's never registered, so to her this is all new, and I don't want to be like, well, vote for this person because of yada, yada, yada. But I let her vote. She doesn't follow politics. And then, neither do I. I don't really follow politics either. I know some of the dumb shit that, both our candidates say, so it was kind of actually it wasn't a hard decision for the presidency. It was not a hard decision. I pretty much knew what I was going to do when I saw our the two main choices that we had. I was like, yeah. And luckily there's a place on there where you can write shit in, which means nothing, honestly. It means nothing when you write anybody in because they always get, 0.8% of the, whole population vote. It's always between, everybody thinks there's only two people to vote for. There's not. There's more than those two. There's the independent party there that was on there, Joe Jorgensen, I think that's her name. And then there's a box where you can write in shit. And I almost guarantee you a lot of people probably wrote in Bernie Sanders. A lot of people probably wrote his name in there and voted for him, even though he's not there. But I don't know. I also don't think anything would really change with him either, because nobody really nobody owns up to their promises that they make. They make all these promises and then they'll do it. If they do it, it's always half-assed. So I don't ever fucking hold them accountable for shit. Oh, shut the fuck up, man. But so I don't go off that shit. So far, like I said, nothing has changed. Nothing has changed. I may have gotten an extra $8 a week on my paycheck thanks to Trump and everybody who I work with. Because I work with a lot of Trump supporters. I work with a lot of Biden supporters, too. But I work with a lot of Trump supporters, and they're always like, oh, yeah, who else is going to give you an extra $8 on your paycheck? I'm like, dude, you realize it's $8, right? Like, it's not much at all. Like, it's basically like you worked an extra, half to a quarter hour, whatever your wage is. You know what I mean? A week. Don't act like that's some big thing. It's some huge fucking thing. He took out a lot of, he not screwed up, but he got done away with a lot of deductions on your income tax. And I know for a fact so many people either rely on that or are excited to get that huge check, at beginning of the fucking next year. But there's all those people be like, well, you shouldn't have to rely on that. No, you shouldn't. But it's nice to get. They act like they don't get excited when they got, $1,200 from the government in the beginning of the year. They act like, oh, this is nothing. Bullshit. You were excited about that. It's money. You were excited about it. Quit acting like you weren't going to use it. Go donate it then if you're so not excited about it. Go donate it somewhere. Same thing when they did this fucking garbage coronavirus relief. Everybody got that $1,200. People were like, oh, I don't need this. I'm just going to do such and such with it. Nobody I work with did that. Everybody I work with went out and bought, truck parts or fucking, a video game console with it. Nobody fucking put it in their savings. Nobody fucking went and donated it. Nobody sent it back to the government. But they'll talk like they did. That's what I can't stand about a lot of people I work with. Yeah, that's what I can't stand about that. Because we were all still working. It's not like fucking we were out. It's not like we were out like everybody else was. There's a lot of people that weren't working for months. There's some people that still aren't working. Especially here in PA, man, they're still shutting down a couple things. Not as bad as like California. California, man, that place can just break off and, fall in the ocean for all I care. But those guys down there, they're on a power trip. That government there is on a power trip right now, making sure nobody's working and shit. It's pretty ridiculous out there. So I'm glad I don't live out there. But yeah, it's rough right now. It's pretty rough. People are starting to get over this a little bit. They're starting to see, how many people have survived this stuff. Now, granted, 200 and some thousand people have died from it. That's an issue. That's a big issue. But like I'm almost like one of those people. Like I still wear my mask when I go out to the store and shit. But I'm not gonna stop going to seeing my family and shit like that. In the beginning we didn't see our fucking family for 2 months, 3 months almost. And after a while, I'm like, fuck this, man. This is ridiculous. I can't. They're not what it is. And now they're saying, oh, don't do Thanksgiving dinner. Fuck off, man. Fuck off. Granted, this shit could have been taken care of earlier if everybody would have listened, but nobody was going to listen. Fuck, I didn't even listen for the first week. People were asking me where my mask was. I'm like, I don't know. What are you talking about? I didn't even know there was like a mandate for masks. But I still wear it when I go out. You know what I mean? I still, when I come into contact with people, I try to stay away from them. But some people are just dumb about it, dude. I was making a delivery up here at this one place, and I had to talk to the guard, and we're outside, and we're wearing masks, but he fucking gets close to me, and I back up, and then he walks closer to me. I'm like, dude, personal fucking space, man. Personal space. Like, why the fuck? I get it, we have masks on, but that doesn't mean you need to be this close to me. I know you can hear me. I'm a pretty loud person. I know you can fucking hear me. But, I just kept fucking backing up from him to the point where I was out in the yard. I'm like, dude, you need to stay over there. He's like, what are you scared of? I'm like, I'm not scared of anything. But the point is, you're in my personal space. I don't care if we weren't wearing masks. If you were this fucking close to me, I would still be pissed off. Same thing that happened while I was in the convenience store the other day. This guy wasn't even wearing a mask. He's just right up on me. I looked over. I'm like, dude, do you need a hug? He's like, what are you talking about? I'm like, you're literally like 6 inches from me, dude. Can you back up a little bit, man? He's like, oh, yeah, I'm sorry, man. I'm just like, it's fine, dude. I'm just, I thought you were worried because I wasn't wearing a mask. Like, I don't give a shit if you're wearing a mask or not. You know what I mean? I'm wearing a mask. Just don't sneeze in my face. I don't give a fuck. And don't be that goddamn close to me. There's no reason for you to be that fucking close to me, man. Literally, I could have fucking just like swung my hips and I could have fucking tapped you in the bird. Just back up a little. All I wanted you to do was back up. He was alright about it. But some people are just pricks about it, man. Some people are just fucking ignorant about it. You know what I mean? You see all these videos of people fucking going around coughing on people and sneezing on people and shit like that. I can tell you right now, that would be upsetting to me. You know what I mean? That would be pretty upsetting. Especially, there's people going around. This one lady had her kid in a cart, and this dude went up and coughed at her kid. And I'm looking at that, and I'm like, dude, that guy would be punched in the fucking throat. I would punch him right in his fucking Adam's apple, and he would be gasping for air, and I'd be stomping on his dick. I'd be hurting that guy. If he was just a prick like that, and just coughing on my fucking kid while he's in the fucking cart. Oh, dude, I would fucking murder that guy. I would punch him right in his fucking mouth. Yeah, I'd be upset about that. That would upset me. Don't cough on people's kids, you fucking assholes. But, there's just people doing shitty stuff. People have always done shitty stuff. People are always fucking opening tea jugs and spitting in them and shit like that. Just dickhead stuff. But, with all this stuff going around, people are fucking on edge right now, man. There's this fucking pandemic going around. People think that, they're going to catch this deadly disease and possibly die from it. Maybe not most people, because there's like a 98% chance of survival. But it doesn't matter. Now, do I really think we should be wearing masks? I don't know. I don't know if we should be or not. I mean, back in the day, well, not back in the day, but a couple years ago, there was that swine flu, and then there was fucking SARS. Then there was, there's always a bunch of, the avian flu or whatever, bird flu. There was always something going on. Nobody ever wore masks. But now all of a sudden we need to wear masks. because I assume for whatever reason maybe it's airborne. I don't know. The CDC doesn't seem to know because they're always changing their website every goddamn 3 days. It's a pain in the ass. I'm still going to wear my mask. I wish other people would just wear their masks. Just fucking wear it. Don't fucking sit there and be like, oh, I can't breathe. Bullshit. I know you can't. I know you can. If you have asthma, you wear the face shield or whatever. That's what I would fucking do, or wear a motorcycle helmet. That would be the best right there. Just wear a motorcycle helmet. But I don't know. I'm going to continue to wear it. But if this goes on into next year, like if fucking March comes along, that right there will mark a year that people have been wearing masks. If March comes along, I'm done wearing my fucking mask. I'm done wearing the mask. Takes a year, a whole fucking year. No, not going to happen. Whether or not they have a vaccine or not, I'm taking my mask off. I'm done wearing it. And then that'll be the time that I actually get it too. Just horse shit, but I don't care. I'm sick of wearing the masks. I'm sick of having, my son, I haven't been able to go shopping with we used to go shopping. It used to be me and my wife and all the kids. Now, I'll take my son shopping with me every now and then, but not that often just because of all this shit. I don't want to fucking deal with all this shit. He has to wear a mask too because, he's 4, so he knows how to wear it. He likes wearing it too, I think, which is weird. But I'm just so sick of wearing it, man. And I know a lot of people are sick of it too. And a lot of people just stopped wearing it altogether. Which I get it. But I'm fucking going to wear it for a while. And if it makes it to March and I'm still having to wear a mask, I'm going to tell Fauci to fuck right off and I'm not wearing a mask because this is ridiculous. I'm not doing this whole new normal bullshit. That's garbage. You got scientists that work at this thing. Get them to fucking work harder then. That's why our fucking tax dollars are so goddamn high, so they can fucking figure out cures to this shit. And I'm not gonna be the one to fucking have my mask on for the next, forever, for the rest of my life because they want to try and dick around with this stuff. And I wouldn't be surprised if this is, now I don't believe it is. I don't believe it's some kind of conspiracy theory that they're just trying to, take control of the masses, try to make us fearful. But it's a possibility, and if it keeps going on like this, I'm going to start believing that. I'm going to start believing they're just trying to rule us by fear, like goddamn Hitler. As of right now, I'm still giving them the benefit of the doubt. I'm going to trust the science. You know what I mean? I trust science. That's why I get my kids vaccinated. You know what I mean? It's why I'm not afraid of GMOs. Because there's literally fucking people will see a big word, on the ingredients of something. They'll see this big word. They'll be like, "What is this butylene?" or whatever, whatever the fuck it says. And then they realize, oh, it's just describing a fucking carrot. But I'm not gonna be stupid, but I'm not gonna sit there. I'm not gonna be like, science is fake. Fake science. Fake science. It's all fake science. Believe me, I had it for 2 days, and I got all the top-of-the-line drugs and experimental shit. And then 2 days later, and I feel better now than I did 20 years ago. I highly doubt that, you motherfucker. That's one of the big things. When I saw that fucking Trump got it, I think Biden has it too. And he hasn't stopped touring, so shame on him for that. But Trump got it. And he was in and out of the hospital in 2 days. I don't know if he's cured of it. I don't know if he still has it or not. But that guy, he's 74 years old, fat as fuck, eats McDonald's every goddamn day, drinks Diet Coke more than he drinks water. I don't see it being as dangerous as they thought it was. Not saying that it's not dangerous. All you fucking people out there who are gonna snap. Oh, fucking Fauci said this. I know what Fauci said. I'm listening to the guy. I'm listening to them when they say wear a mask. I listen. But after a while, it's going to get fucking old. It's already getting old, honestly. We've been through fucking spring and summer, and now we're going into fall. Well, we're in fall now, and they still want us to wear a fucking mask. You know, they say there could be a spike around this time, so I'm still wearing my mask when I go out and yada yada yada. But if it goes into next spring, I'm done. I'm throwing my masks in the trash can and I'm going to go back to living a regular goddamn life. And hopefully by then Walmart is back to being 24 hours a day because I'm sick of shopping around all you fucking nut jobs that are in there at 2 o'clock in the afternoon. All you clowns that are in there just being a roadblock in my way. You know, sitting there on your phone, strolling down the aisle at 2 steps a minute, and I can't get around your fat ass because you got a fucking 48-inch waist and fucking a cart full of shit with water, water jugs and shit hanging off of it. And, 8 cases of Diet Pepsi sitting on the fucking bottom rack. No, I'm not dealing with that. They need to go back to being a full-time thing. I already explained what I thought about that and how they didn't help anything doing that. But, smarter people than me run that business, I guess. I don't know how true that is, but I'm just, I feel like me, along with everybody else, is about sick of this, and I'm almost curious to know if everything will stop after the election. Because if it does stop after the election and, we don't hear anything about it, it magically disappeared or something like that, I will never again believe any of these pandemic things. I will never again listen to anything 2024. Oh, it's the fucking, watch out for your cat. You're going to get the feline AIDS. If that shit happened, like, oh yeah, I'll be done after that. I highly doubt that's going to happen. I mean, that's just that'd be stupid if they did that. I mean, how many people are that fucking dumb? Sure, I'll give in to the hype now, but after a while, I'm going to be like, I don't think I give a shit anymore. So, we'll see how it all pans out. I am super interested. I have never been more interested in an election in my life than the past two. Well, this one and the last one. Because the last one I didn't even vote for. I was just like, yeah, fuck that. That is garbage choices. And then this time it's garbage choices too. But I've never been more interested because I see all hell breaking loose regardless of who gets elected. So I kind of hope that like somebody else, I hope that other people that thought the same way I did, was like, hey, we have more than 2 people to vote for. Hopefully they thought about that and was just like, oh yeah, let's just vote for this person. Hopefully this will be the year for like the independent person or something like that, because I don't think we need a fucking another Republican or a Democrat in here. Because it seems it just switches on every 8 years. It's Republican, then it's Democrat. Republican, then it's Democrat. And I'm sick of that. That's just a fucking... that just seems so fake. It just seems so like... It's like they say the definition of insanity is doing the same thing over and over again, expecting different results. Well, what the fuck is this? This is the same goddamn thing. We're electing Democrat, and then for 8 years, and then we were elected a Republican for 8 years, and we keep doing that, switching years. Every 8 years, it's a different fucking party, acting like it's going to be different. And it's not. It's never fucking different. People act like there's this huge change that happens. There's never a change. Nothing has ever changed. Unless you're fucking super rich or even super poor, nothing's going to change. The middle class is literally fucking, it's barely there. The gap has been closed a little bit, I think. But it's still about the same as it's been since the fucking 90s. I think right around the 90s is when it really started to separate. And then people will be like, well, it was Clinton's fault. And then it's like, well, you seem to forget George Bush was president for fucking 8 years too, and he was a Republican. And nothing really changed then except for our fucking gas prices that went up to $4 a goddamn gallon. And then we had fucking Obama for 8 years. Nothing changed. And now we got Trump for 4 here. And again, nothing's changed. Nothing has significantly changed throughout this. Yet people are still going to vote for, the blue or the red. They know what they're doing. No, they don't. Trump knows nothing about politics. It's literally his whole cabinet just doing stuff. Pence is the only reason shit's getting done because he's the only one who knows anything about politics. Trump is just there as a face. So he doesn't know what's going on. He's too busy sipping on his Diet Coke with a straw to give a shit. Fucking porn stars and shit like that. Just living the life. Biden's been in office for, almost 50 years. And I don't think he's made a change anywhere. And I think I know he's the one who pushed that fucking crime bill back in the 90s. And I know people bring that up a lot because that's pretty upsetting. Especially, it's more because it seemed to be a little more aimed at the African American community. And that shit still goes on today. There is totally rampant racism and shit going on in the police force, and even just, even in general. The Proud Boys. Fucking Trump couldn't even fucking denounce fucking racism. What did he say? Stand down, stand by? Like what? Like there was their own little private fucking Ku Klux Klan army? Fucking jackass. And Biden's fucking... I don't think Biden's only saying shit because it's going to get him the black vote. That's what he wants. He doesn't give a shit. Nobody gives a shit. Nobody gives a fucking shit about you. And I don't know why people just can't accept that. Can't just come to terms with that. I've come to terms with that. No politician, no corporation, nobody, none of them give a fuck about you, the person. The only thing they give a fuck about is you giving them your money. That's what they want. That's all they give a shit about you. That's all they want. When they're asking for donations for their fucking political campaign, they don't give a fuck. They just want the money so they can fucking run. They don't care who you are. They don't have a list of names saying, oh, thank you for this person and this person and this person and this person for your donations. It was really helped us out. They don't care. They don't give a shit. Nobody. They don't give a shit about you. They're out for their own best interest. But nobody seems to think that. A lot of people know that, but a lot of people, they seem to think that, well, he's wearing a red tie, so he's out for me. He's here to help me. No, he's not. He doesn't care. He's out to help himself. Just like the guy with the blue tie. Just like the guy with the black tie, possibly. And the white tie. They don't care. They do not care. But people will continue to think what they want. And, I'm not going to shit on them for it. Well, I'm going to shit on them. I just shit on you for thinking that. Woo! But whatever. You think whatever you want. I know the truth. I know the truth. I'm woke. I know that they don't care. And I'm going to continue to live through life as if nobody cares. People fucking, I don't know. People act like they're so happy to pay taxes. People act like they're so happy to fucking support the government that doesn't give a shit about you. Whenever they had Trump release his tax returns, and he only paid like $750 for the year. Everybody, one half of the country was complaining, oh, he didn't pay enough taxes. Look how much taxes these guys paid. Then the other half said, well, if he didn't pay taxes, he's smart if he didn't pay taxes. You know what I mean? He's a smart guy if he didn't have to pay all them taxes. He knows how to work his money. No, he knows how to cheat the system. That's what he knows. And everyone compared it to like you buying a car off your friend and saying like, oh, remember when your friend sold you his car and he only charged you $300 so you didn't have to pay taxes on it? Yeah, that's a huge fucking difference. That is in no way a good comparison to that. A couple $100 to fucking hundreds of thousands of dollars that he should have paid. That is a garbage comparison. And if you use that as a comparison, you're a fucking idiot. Remember when you saved $300? Yeah, remember when he saved $300,000? Kiss my ass, dude. And you know what? They found out about his, and guess what? I don't see anything about him paying it back. I don't see anything about the IRS coming to his house or sending him a certified letter saying, hey, you owe us $350,000. No, but if they knew that you didn't spend $300 for them, you'd get a goddamn letter in the mail saying, oh, well, you owe us $350 for that car you bought last year. Fuck off. Fuck off with that shit. I don't want to hear it. I don't want to hear none of that from any of you motherfuckers. You know, how far up this guy's ass do you gotta be to fucking excuse him of that? How fucking far do you have to be down his dick, just gagging for you to be like, yeah, that's cool, that's all right, but it's all right, yo. But when the IRS comes for you, you're gonna throw a fucking fit. Shut the fuck up. I don't want to hear anything about that. That's just infuriating to me. Remember when you bought your friend's car for $300 for $1,000? You said it was only $300. Shut the fuck up. That is not even a comparable fucking amount of money to compare to what the fuck he's had to what he didn't pay. I cannot believe people still do that. And it sucks because a lot of I don't like to get into those Facebook arguments with people. I'm not smart. I'm not I'm not very eloquent when it comes to talking. Obviously, you can hear it. But when I see these people, and it's always uneducated fucking people. It's always the most uneducated people on my Facebook who are saying those kind of things. Remember, blah, 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 blah. Shut the fuck up. You could barely get through fucking Applied Math 2 in high school. And you're going to fucking say whatever? Get the fuck out of here. You dumb bitch. You don't know what you're talking about. And I am specifically talking about one person, this dumb bitch. She doesn't know anything. She is the most uneducated person I know, too. One of the most uneducated people I know. If somebody could, if an educated person could be like, shut the fuck up, man. If an educated person could be like, well, here's the thing. Here's how it works. I would listen. But it's not going to happen because everyone's just going to be like, oh, let me share this post that everybody else, that 275,000 other people shared because they think it makes them sound smart. They're not smart. It's the dumbest comparison I've ever heard of. And if you shared that post, you're a dumbass. Shame on you. And on the other hand, I can see how it's nice to, not have to pay taxes on something which you really fucking shouldn't. It's nice to be able to, like, kind of dick the government out of a couple $100. Be like, yeah, I got to keep my money. But it's still fucking horseshit that a guy like me, who makes a fucking, 5-digit salary, is paying more taxes than a guy who's worked 10 fucking digits. I mean, and a lot of people give him a pass for it because, oh, he donated his presidential salary for whatever. Like, no shit, he doesn't fucking need it. He doesn't need $400,000 when he's worth a fucking $3 billion. I mean, I look at how much money I pay in the taxes, like federal taxes every year. It's astounding. Fucking 30% of my fucking wages go towards, various taxes, which I understand that. We need that. Obviously, we need to pay tax money. We need to, keep the roads up to date, which they don't fucking do. They just they fucking misuse our tax money regardless. But a guy's net worth is $3 billion. He can't fucking fork out $300,000 for the taxes on it. Jesus fucking Christ, man. I mean, like I said, I pay more taxes than he does, and my salary isn't even in the 6 digits. I think that's horseshit. That needs to change. That needs to change because I'm sick of fucking billionaires not paying anything in federal taxes while us fucking barely middle-class people are forking out, 25%, 30% of our paychecks to all kinds of taxes. That's garbage. You're telling me the guy that's fucking, you're telling me Jeff Bezos didn't pay anything for federal taxes this year? Why the fuck not? Why the fuck not? He's worth $200 billion. $300 billion. Billion with a B. That's a lot of fucking money. Do you really think he's going to spend all that in his lifetime? You know, I'm sure he's going to fucking, I'm sure people who are worth billions of dollars are reinvesting into their business, and I understand that. But pay your fair goddamn share, man. I mean, that's just infuriating to me. I don't like that at all. But we're gonna stop talking about that now, because now I'm getting a little upset. Now I'm gonna look at my pay stub when I get back to work and be like, oh yeah, look at that. You know, another $500 out of my paycheck that's going to federal fucking government for them to just fucking use it on them goddamn selves. For them to fucking go on another golfing trip. It doesn't matter who president. They all go golfing. They all golf on our dime. Trump does it. Obama did it. Bush did it. Clinton did it. Clinton was getting blowjobs under his fucking desk on our dime. He was paying that woman with our tax money for her to do whatever she did and suck his dick in the middle of it all. You know, people act like, you know, people will say that I'm a sheep for whatever reason. But I feel like those people are also sheep because they think that they're being looked out for in their best interest. They're not. They're not. They never fulfill their promises. Ever. Never. Trump barely built a wall. He barely built the wall. And you know what's fucking hilarious? Is motherfuckers are donating to it. He set up like a GoFundMe account for it, and people are donating to it. Why don't you fucking invest into the goddamn Border Patrol if you're that goddamn worried about it? If you're that worried about fucking them coming up from the Mexican border, which, can you blame them? I mean, Jesus Christ. It isn't exactly fucking pretty down there. Actually, Mexico City is a beautiful city. But aside from that, people are getting their heads fucking cut off and left on the fucking front porch of families' houses on a daily basis. Why the fuck wouldn't they want to come up here? You know what I mean? And it's not like it's so fucking easy to become a citizen here. You know, half the fucking citizens here couldn't pass the citizenship test to get into this fucking country. And you're going to shit on them for wanting to come over here? I get it. I get it. I understand. You don't want them fucking over here fucking, you know, taking our jobs, blah, 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 blah. You know, whatever. I can tell you right now, though, if I was down in Mexico, living in a shithole, you know, having to constantly worry for mine and my family's safety, fuck yeah, I'm coming up here. I'm coming up here one way or another. I mean, how are you going to shit on them for that? I don't know, man. You know, I get it. Build a wall, that's fine. You know who doesn't have a fucking wall? Canada. We don't have a wall in Canada because nobody from Canada wants to escape to the U.S. They don't want to fucking, oh yeah, I got to go down to the U.S. And if they wanted to, they could just fucking walk over from fucking, what is that, Saskatchewan, right over into Montana if they wanted to. It's literally, they cut down, the line is just a big open area. You know, fucking quarter-mile long area they can just walk across. And, you know, they got fucking planes and shit, or helicopters and shit that are going over it, making sure nobody's doing it. But nobody's fucking doing it. Nobody's fucking doing it. Do they have helicopters going over the Mexican border? Do they have that shit? I don't know. I'm asking. Do they have that kind of stuff? Invest in Border Patrol then, if you're that goddamn worried about it. I mean, let's be honest. Half the people that voted for Trump only voted for him because he said he was going to put up a wall. All these fucking rednecks, yeah, keep them fucking brown people out of my country. That's why you voted for him, you fucking assholes. You know, only half of you did that, but you still did it for that reason. I know personally a lot of people that did it for that reason. You know, other people, they voted for him because they like some of his policies. Okay, cool. That's all right, whatever. But I don't know, man. It's not that shit didn't help racial tensions at all. And now look at the fucking world right now. Now look at the world. It's a mess, dude. It's like the 60s all over again. Yeah, maybe not as bad, but it's still pretty fucking bad. You know, racism hasn't gone anywhere. And everybody acts like people who speak out against it are just creating it. No, nobody's creating racism. It's there. It's obvious it's there. There's shit on camera. I don't know, man. It's a world that I wish I didn't have to raise my children in, but unfortunately, I have to teach them now what's going on here in this fucking this divided states of America here. It's so sad. And granted, we're not as divided as a lot of people think we are. It's usually just because people are in a room talking to each other. That's the thing. Everybody's posting stuff on Facebook, and then this person comments, well, this is what I think, and then another person comments, well, I think this, and you're a racist for thinking this. If people got into a room and actually were talking to people, I think it'd be a little different, but fuck do I know? What the fuck do I know? I just know that it's bad right now. It's bad to be any shade other than white in America at any time. But right now it's pretty shitty because it's still just as bad. But it's not like I'm just saying this as a white dude. I'm a fucking white. I'm white as sour cream, man. But I got family members, who are Puerto Rican, have Hispanic backgrounds and shit like that. I have a very diverse family, and I've seen the shit firsthand. You know what I mean? My cousin, he's Puerto Rican. He was 11 years old, walking home from school, and he got pulled over by the town cops and got searched. 11 years old, he got searched by the cops. For what? For being brown? What else was there? Oh, we thought he might have drugs on him. For why? Why do you think he had drugs on him? Because he's brown? Well, no, just because there's been a lot of what? You live in this tiny ass little hick town. Nobody's smuggling. No 11-year-old is smuggling fucking heroin in this tiny little fucking redneck backwoods town like you think they are. It's astounding to me that people don't see it. Or they see it and they refuse to believe it. They're just like, well, he did do this. Of course he did. Did he have to fucking die? Did they have to shoot him? No, they didn't have to shoot him, but they did it anyway, and to you it's justified. I don't understand. Is there justified shootings? Absolutely there is. Absolutely. But when everything you see now is literally caught on camera. Everything's caught on camera. And you can plainly see that there's an abuse of power that's happening. And you're like, well, he deserved it. I don't understand that. I don't understand how you can think so narrow-mindedly like that. If I see somebody, like we just had one a couple weeks ago. This dude, he came out. The cops were, I don't know if they were going to fucking, like, serve him for a warrant or whatever, but he came after him with a knife. Yeah, he got shot. I wouldn't expect them not to shoot him. Granted, could they have got the taser out? Sure, they could have got the taser out. But let's be honest, you got a split-second fucking decision when it comes to that. When it comes to that, you got a split second to fucking be like, oh, well, what do I grab here? You know what I mean? So it's not easy being a cop either. Not shitting on the police here. It's not easy. But some of the stuff you see, it's a blatant abuse of power. But let me pause this. I gotta fucking deliver this goddamn shit. Now you got me all mad. Fucking goddamn it. Okay, I'm back. Yeah, so I kind of forgot what I was talking about. It's probably for the best, actually, because I was starting to go off on a tangent there about taxes and presidents and shit and racism, which is still a big thing. Yeah, I have to. Luckily, a lot of people, they have to teach their kids that some people have different skin color than them. For my kids, it's easy because anytime there's a family gathering, there's always people there with a much darker skin complexion than they are, and they don't really question it. They're just like, well, his skin's just a little browner than mine, And then even whenever because I take him to work sometimes and we do our bids and shit like that. And, I work with, African Americans, Hispanic, there's all kinds of people there. And they never question it. They never go like, hey, why is his skin like this and mine's like this? They never questioned it. He's just like, oh, well, he just has darker skin. At least I hope so. My oldest one's like that. He's never questioned any of it. And he's been around all of them. You know, anybody that I work with, any friends who are African American or Hispanic, anything like that, he's never questioned it. He's just like, oh yeah, he just talks. He just says a bunch of shit, which I find is awesome because right out of the gate, he doesn't even notice it. You know what I mean? He doesn't like he probably does notice it, but he probably doesn't care enough. He's probably just like, okay, well he's not an asshole, so yeah. The other ones, just from what they see, their family is not just a bunch of fucking whiteys, so they know that they have family members that are of different skin color. So it's cool. It's much easier for someone like me as compared to someone who doesn't have any other races in their family. It's just a bunch of white people, or the guy doesn't have any black friends or anything like. The dad doesn't have any black friends, or the mom doesn't have any black friends. They just don't see them until one day they're in Walmart and they're like, "Oh, Dad, what's going on there?" Then you got to explain to them. Luckily, I haven't had to do that with my oldest, but who knows? We'll see with the other ones. They might, they haven't seen as much as like the people I work with and people that come around. Because I mean, I only have fucking 2 black friends, so it's not like we hang out all the goddamn time. So they're not constantly there. Even with like my cousins and stuff, they don't see them all the fucking time. But my oldest has been with me at work plenty of times and has seen a variety of different races around and has gotten the idea that not everybody's the same color, which is cool. So hopefully that'll stay like that. My fear is now that he's going to go to school, and we live like kind of in the sticks. Like we don't, we're not in a city. Whoa, look at that big old turkey vulture! I will hit you, bitch. Uh, we don't live in a city where there's like a whole lot of diversity. I don't think. I mean, not that there's not diversity where we live, but in the school there's probably not going to be a shit ton of, black kids or Hispanic kids or anything like that. So they might not have that. They might not see a bunch of that. But hopefully there's some there so that they're not subject to some of these white kids and their old white racist parents. That's what I was saying. My fear that like they're going to go to school and they're not going to have that diversity, and a bunch of the other white kids are going to teach them words that I really don't want them to learn. Because that'll get you beat up nowadays. I'll tell you what. And I can tell you right now, if my son comes home from school and he got his ass whipped because he called somebody the N word, I'm gonna have to let it slide because you shouldn't have said it, pal. Sorry. Like I said, that's the fear for in school there, that they'll have some shitty kids that'll teach them shitty language. Hopefully not. Hopefully everybody's at least that much progressive that they're not going to be saying the N word around their fucking kids. But you never know. I mean, people still say it. There's kids younger than me that I hear say that shit and say some racist fucking shit. So the parents aren't teaching their kids good shit. I'll be goddamned if somebody teaches my kids that. But when it comes to school, it's a whole different fucking ball game. We'll see how well that works out then, because he'll be in school next year. Granted, he'll be in kindergarten, so it's not like I didn't learn that word in kindergarten. I forget how old I was when I learned that word. I don't know. It's probably I probably didn't hit double digits yet when I first heard that word. And I was like, what? Then somebody told me what it meant. I was just like, oh, wow. What a world we live in. And then we learned all about it in school. And then we read racist-ass books like Tom Sawyer and Huckleberry Finn, where they would say the word and they would, like, the teachers would make us say it. Like, when you would read these books, like especially Tom Sawyer, when you would we read this book in like 7th grade English, and it was coming across that word, and the kid was just like, he just didn't say. He said the word blank, and the teacher was like, no, you need to say the word. We're reading this book. You need to say the word because, I forget what the fucking reason was, but he was like, I don't want to say that word. The kid was like, I don't want to fucking say that word, and the teacher literally made him say the N word. And I was like, oh god. And I think about that now, and I'm like, holy shit. I can't believe that they made him say that word. Which is, I feel like it's, I don't know. I don't know what for point she was trying to prove, but that had to have been pretty fucking uncomfortable, considering we did have black people in our class and stuff. Not like the kid got beat up or anything, because they were all there watching the teacher make him say the word. They're like, what? He doesn't want to say it. Why are you going to make him say it? Fuck, man. But, I don't know. This world, man, this world is something else. And I don't know how much, longer we can last like this. It could be a fucking dangerous day. Dangerous day. Hopefully people just become nicer. That's the thing. There's too many people in this world who are like dicks just for the sake of being dicks. They're just like, well, I had such a shitty childhood, so I'm just going to be a fucking cunt to everybody now. I'm like, that's not how it works, but, more power to you, I guess. That's the issue nowadays. Not everybody had this fucking grand old childhood. We know that. But also not everybody takes it out on the fucking world like most. There's plenty of people I know of who've had terrible childhoods. Terrible childhoods. And they don't fucking make it a point to make everybody else's life miserable. When, when everyone's in their 20s and shit. 20s and 30s and you're still you're still crying that your fucking daddy beat you too hard as a kid. It's like, dude, you should have gotten help or something for that shit by now. I'm sorry, I get it. You had a shit childhood. I'm not shitting on you for that. But if it's affecting you that bad, you should go and get some fucking actual help, like professional help. Don't sit there and take it out on fucking your neighbor just because he's fucking he fucking rakes some of his leaves that he raked didn't make it all the way into fucking his pile and now they're in your yard. But I don't fucking know. No fucking know, man. But I think I'm gonna end it for now because I feel like we covered nothing. Honestly, that was just me bitching. I just bitched for an hour basically. Well, the beginning of it was me praising myself and how good of a job I did, and the rest of it was just me whining like a little bitch because I don't know. It's that time of year, man. It's that time of year where everybody's gonna be a dick. And people are going to be upset here in a couple weeks because so-and-so didn't get to sit in the big house. But I don't know. We'll see what happens. We'll be talking more about that beforehand anyway because we still got a couple more before this. But anyway, thank you for joining me. Go and do something productive with your life. God damn it. And I'll be back again later this week.